set up a committee to probe these allegations or allegation of assault against a health worker. On Wednesday, which is today, the committee that was set up by the minister presented its report to the minister. Tonight, we'll give you details of what is contained in this report.
A member who we are seeing now, at risk of prostate enlargement. We a member or her 20 ebitimi prostate cancer, 5 bitimi afamu nadia obefamu.
Actually, this is not my fault.
And to wada, entina midi mani Executive Prostate Center.
Executive Prostate Center is a unique medical center where we harmonize in-depth traditional medicine with cutting-edge science and technology to cure, to treat, and to prevent diseases like prostate enlargement, prostate cancer.
Executive Prostate Center. Madame facilities no any professional medical care.
Sisi a bibia clear system no. Ye nro ne so de natural. Into we koso afama ye.
Executive Prostate Center. My cured.
Introducing Betway's Bet Influencer, a groundbreaking feature where you can make money by just sharing codes.
He just needs to share his codes and make money. The more his codes are used,
the more money he makes.
Oh yes. So, what are you waiting for?
Anyone can be a bet influencer. Share your codes and make money.
Bet Influencer, another world first from Betway.
This advert has been approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Betway, get way more.
Me pay so dear me sister me dad dear me chibiana me amshishimi. Akuna ida. Me many tales some me sakana me say. Me ida so te. Sika, say dia so demo. Sha, juju so mo. Bag de ho dia. Me na be free. So what you say bag na ma. One na me show. Wow.
Say me nya kwanfo bia na na mo sole o.
Hey!
Kwame and his uncle are almost here.
Wait a minute. This one too, your friend Kwame.
Wait, Kwame. As in the same Kwame again?
Yes, mommy.
I'm the second coming. Into all this tension just to reintroduce that broke boy from Kaswa.
Why would you deceive the family like this again?
Now I understand the whole delay. Troll from Kaswa. Why wouldn't he be late? Or be late, of course.
Star 712 hush, star 712 hush. Go be the luckiest, go be from Georgia be luckiest, from not the cause she be luckiest. Yeah, you go be luckiest. Nobody why you luckiest. Everybody go be that luckiest.
That's Kwame!
Send your God down for boom. If you put it toye, so would the coming of the Son of Man be. Hey. Is that his car?
Everywhere.
Dial star 712 hash. Choose your ticket. Enter your lucky number. Follow the prompts and let destiny handle the rest.
This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
Welcome back. If you just tune in, this is the point of view coming to you live from our studio here in Accra. My name is Sami. We are sitting in for your regular host, Bernard Koku Able. On Sunday, the 17th of August this year, an incident happened at the Greater Accra Regional Hospital, or the Rich Hospital, as a lot of people know it to be. It was an issue of assault on a health worker. Now, the health minister, Kwame Sarpong, visited that particular facility, and after interaction with the workers there, decided to set up a committee to investigate this allegation of assault against the health workers there or a health worker there. Now today, the 27th of August 2025, on Wednesday, the committee presented its report to the health minister and gave details of their investigations and some recommendations as well to improve security at the Greater Accra Regional Hospital. Tonight, we'll focus on the details of the report as presented to the health minister and then get reactions from persons who are close to this whole incident as far as the assault or allegations of assault happened at the Greater Accra Regional Hospital. But before we start the discussion, I'll just give you a summary of what the committee's report entails and as it was presented to the Minister of Health on Wednesday, which is today. It says the report of a committee set up by the Honorable Minister of Health to investigate altercation at the Greater Accra Regional Hospital, RIG, on Sunday, the 17th of August, 2025. And it gives a background. It says, following the unfortunate incident that occurred at the Greater Accra Regional Hospital on Sunday, the 17th of August, 2025, which resulted in the alleged assault of some health professionals and vandalization of hospital property, the Ministry of Health constituted an investigative committee to ascertain the circumstances surrounding the matter. Now, the committee gives a breakdown of members of the committee and their designation. Number 1, Dr. Lawrence Ofori Boedu, Chairman. He's a Director, Institutional Care Division of the Ghana Health Service. Mr. Wilfred Addo, Member. He's a Head, Internal Audit, Ministry of Health. Mr. Lawrence Lawson, Member, Human Resource, Ministry of Health. Mrs. Evelyn Amwaku, Member, Deputy Director, N&M, I presume Nursing and Midwife, Ministry of Health. And then there's Mr. Abubakar Rahman, Member, Legal Practitioner, Ministry of Health. And then there's Mr. Tony Goodman, Member, Deputy Director, and Head of Communications, Ministry of Health. And then finally, Dr. Ebenezer Odro Mensah, co-opted member, who also happens to be the secretary of the committee and is the Deputy Director, Clinical Services, Development Department, the Ghana Health Service, headquartered. Now, this was the term of reference for the committee. It says the mandate of the committee was to investigate, among others, 1, the circumstances that led to the alleged delay in providing care to the patient brought under emergency. 2, the events and factors that escalated into an alleged assault of a health professional. 3, the state of security at the hospital as at the time of the incident. And then 4, the number of nurses and doctors who were on duty at the time of the incident. It says the committee was expected to submit its findings and recommendations to the Minister of Health by Wednesday, the 27th of August, 2025, which happened to be today, the Wednesday. Now, the committee presented its report, and I read to you some of the findings of the committee. Number 1, no delay in emergency care. The committee confirmed that there was no delay in attending to the patient with a suspected head injury, contrary to claims that sparked the confrontation. However, we found out that diagnostic imaging equipment, into bracket, X-ray, CT scan, and MRI at the emergency department were non-functional. As a result, tests had to be done outside the facility, causing delay in treatment and contributing to public frustration. Number 2, no confirmed physical assault, but verbal altercation recorded. It says video evidence submitted to the committee showed a verbal altercation between Mr. Ralph St. Williams, some riders, and hospital staff. However, no video or evidence or eyewitness account confirmed a physical assault. Now, the alleged victim, Madame Rejoice Chocho Bote, a rotation nurse, reported pain in her left arm the day after the incident. Her medical records confirmed she had no infarct and dislocation and was treated with pain relief and psychological support. So it goes down and on. But then the main issue or the main issue of this report had to do with the alleged assault of this particular health worker at the Greater Accra Regional Office. It's a long report, so this is just a summary on some of the details, and later on we'll discuss some of the recommendations that the committee is also putting out as far as dealing with this matter and future occurrences are concerned. So we'll start a discussion. Tonight, joining me on this particular conversation is Mr. Tony Goodman. He's spokesperson for the Health Ministry and a member of this particular committee. Jefferson Asare, Greater Accra Regional Chairman of the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association, and Dr. Kwame Sarpong, a research fellow with the Center for Democratic Development. I go on Zoom and start with Mr. Tony Goodman. He's a member of the committee and also speaks for the Ministry of Health. Tony, good evening. Thank you very much for your time.
Good evening, Sammy.
Good to have.
How is life?
I'm well. It's been a while, Tony. It's been a while. Good to see you. Yeah. First of all, many people will ask, is it right to say it's vindication of a position that was held or a disappointment for the ministry?
Thank you very much and good evening to our viewers. The committee's work is not to vindicate or otherwise of persons who are involved in this whole matter. The Ministry of Health actually went into this, or the minister established this committee to look at the issues that led to the delay, the security issues and other matters at the place, so that we can strengthen our institutions and also improve upon healthcare delivery. That is the purpose for establishing this committee.
And the report, as stated by the committee, is exactly what happened, right?
Yes. If you read this report, you look at the various accounts of the persons who actually appear before the committee. You also would look at the CCTV footages and other live, Facebook live footages that were made available to the committee, and we came to the realization of the recommendation.
Did you speak to everybody concerned to this matter?
Yes, we spoke to all the workers who were at post on that day. We also spoke to Raf, who is at the center of this, and spoke to the nurse Rejoice also at our sitting. Raf on Thursday agreed to speak to the committee, but later said that he has to consult his legal representation, and then later we agreed to speak to them on phone. When we started the conversation, he and his lawyer said they will not continue the discussion and that they want to make available a report and some evidence to the committee. And they made that on the same day also to the committee.
And so they presented only evidence. You didn't have the opportunity to interview them.
They submitted a report, so we didn't have the opportunity to interview or cross-examine them.
So based on this report that they presented, it helped you bring out this conclusion, right?
Exactly.
Was there an assault?
With the footages we looked at, and then the reports of the various persons who were at post on that day, we did not get that indication that there were some assaults. It depends on what you are calling assault. We don't want to go to the ingredient, but we can say that we didn't see any attack on any person physically, but what we saw was a verbal attack by persons who were actually at the place on that day, those who brought the third victim who was knocked down by the motorbike. they were not happy with some alleged delay because they did not actually understand what was happening. You know, after stabilizing this patient, there was a need to continue care, which means that ambulance will have to come and then transport the person to anywhere where they can get diagnostic done and bring the person back. At this point, they thought that the person has been abandoned. And then they started that patient. But during our work, we realized that it was just the understanding of the process that did not go well, and then actually resulted in what we saw.
Tony, the lady in question, which is at the center of all this investigation, did you get opportunity to speak to her?
You mean Rejoice, the lady?
Yes, yes, Rejoice, yes, Rejoice.
Yes, we spoke to her. We spoke to her. Well, during our work, we went to her at the emergency area and spoke to her.
Emergency,
including all other persons who were there on that day. The specialists, all the doctors. We spoke to all the doctors, spoke to the nurses on duty, spoke to the security who was on duty on that day. So we spoke to eventually everybody who matter in this investigation.
So you spoke to her at the emergency. You mean the emergency of the hospital, the emergency room of the hospital?
Yes, emergency. Yes.
So she was still at the hospital when you spoke to her.
Yes, that's correct.
But then the report says there was no evidence of assault. If there was no evidence of assault, how come she was still at the emergency room of the hospital then?
So you know, if you go to hospital, records are taken. Every procedure performed on you is recorded and documented. There is no document of any assault, or there is no document of fracture. There is no document of dislocation. There is no collaboration from her colleagues, those who were actually on post. They did not see that she was attacked, and the document available at the time also did not review any any fracture. So we are still waiting to have, you know, going through all the footages, going through all the CCTV footages. There was no place, there is no evidence of that. So we came to the conclusion.
Can we then conclude, or will it be right if we conclude that she was lying?
So it didn't happen.
Tony, can we conclude that she was lying, she was faking this?
Oh, we cannot say she was lying. We have made our findings clear, and we stick to that as to what the motivation is, as to what the whole thing about this fracture and injury is about. We cannot say, but this is what we can say, or this is the conclusion we can arrive at after our work.
But Tony, isn't it surprising that someone who says she was not assaulted, and there's no evidence to that effect, yet in the interview that she granted to the media, you see bandage all over her, and yet there was no incident or no evidence of assault? Isn't it surprising?
The trauma specialist or the medical officer who actually saw her on Monday, not on Sunday, on Monday, said they recommended some painkiller and a bed rest. So that is what happened. If X-ray was performed and then they did not see any fracture, it will be a bit bizarre for the same medical doctor to actually bandage the hand and hang it in the bandage. So again, we cannot say, we don't know why that happened, for maybe reasons best known to our sister. She may be able to explain, but as a committee, it was clear that nothing of that nature happened. All the officers who appeared before the committee did not actually say they saw her being beaten. So with this, and also the document available at the time of this investigation, we came to this conclusion. It is not clear. You cannot also say that because she's put her hand in a bandage and all that, that means that she has sustained any injury. Because you have to actually be examined. Somebody must examine you and say that this is your problem. And the person who examined said they didn't see anything of that nature. So I don't know which other document or which other investigation will reveal that she has fractured apart from the X-ray, and then the medical officer actually examined me.
Tony, thank you very much. But don't go, just still be on the line. I'll come back to you for us to conclude this conversation.
That's fine. That's okay.
Let me come to Jefferson Asare. He's a Greater Accra Regional Chairman of the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association. I'm sure you read the report yourself.
Yes.
Are you surprised the outcome?
Very surprised.
How are you surprised?
Okay, I would say a very good evening to my dear nurses and midwives across Ghana, and most especially in Greater Accra. For us, to some extent, we are very surprised. Very, very, very surprised. I will want to ask 3 questions. And then I'll refer to the terms of reference of the committee, what they sought to find. And I will want to understand when we say assault, what we mean by assault. You see, it is a healthcare system we are building. Immediately you try to cast insinuation on healthcare providers. It is very dangerous, and much more importantly, our own ministry. I can't say on record that the doctor that saw the lady was not even interviewed during the committee sitting.
How is that possible?
How is that possible?
And you know that for a fact?
I know that for a fact, because the names that were provided for people that were interviewed is here, and the medical report that was written and signed, stamped, I have it, this is it. The doctor's name is there. That doctor was not interviewed. You see, we are building a system and we are building a country, and we should be very careful how it is done. The dislocation was not said by any nurse or any other person than the medical director of Ridge Hospital when we met the medical director. It wasn't the nurse that diagnosed the dislocation. And let me even put it to bear. When somebody has a dislocation and you reduce that dislocation, X-ray will not pick a dislocation again. It is not fracture. And that in no way, this is the medical report, did it state that the lady had a fracture. So what were they investigating? Fracture? They were investigating assault. Was there an assault or not? That was the question they needed to answer. Whether there was no dislocation, whether there was no fracture, was there an assault? This is the mandate or the terms of reference of the committee. You will try to massage and do all the PR. But you see, you are rather burning down the psychology of the people the ministry is looking at. The doctor's name is here. That doctor was not even interviewed. If it was a senior medical officer who saw the lady on the Monday morning, and you go and interview the HOD of that department, what account will the HOD give you? You will need to first interview the person who had first sight of the assault, of the lady in question. That is the person you need to interview. Did they interview that doctor? No. You can the diagnosis of the lady at the time was polycontusion. When we say polycontusion, What do we mean by polycontusion? It simply means that there's a swelling, there's a redness, there's pain at the site of the hit. That is when you diagnose somebody of polycontusion.
Like someone hitting or you hitting yourself against
exactly.
something.
So that do they want to tell us that the doctor who did that diagnosis doesn't know what she's doing or he is doing? Is that what the committee is trying to tell us? Is that what the committee is trying to tell us? Because the report is here. The medical report is here. Did they get the medical report as a committee to understand what the doctor who saw the lady, the first-hand person who saw the lady, sat with the lady, did a physical examination to diagnose? Did they see this report? When we have a problem, all I have been saying, I've been here quite a number of times, we have systemic issues. And that is where we should even be looking at. If there is no X-ray machine at the ER, if there is no CT scan at the ER, if there is no MRI, do you even insult a nurse for the delay of the imaging that you are not getting?
But the expectation is that if I enter a health facility, I should see all these things there.
Is it a duty of the nurse to provide those?
If I don't find it there, I'll obviously ask questions from the health.
Do you beat me for the machines? Somebody needs to answer that.
The committee's report says there was no beating, there was no assault.
That is what I doubt. I doubt the committee. Even in the first place, what the mandate of the committee was to investigate whether there was an assault. And I want somebody should help me. What is an assault? Assault is not only when you slap me. We are waiting for people to be slapping people before we say that there's a wrongdoing. No. If the committee does not understand what assault means, probably we can get the lawyers to help us to understand what assault means. The committee said that there was verbal what? And you think that is not an assault? And I should put on record that immediately you reduce dislocation, X-ray will not pick that. But the pain will be there.
Okay.
Was there no pain?
Okay, Jeff, let me go for a break. I'll come back for us to continue this conversation. You're still watching The Point of View, coming to you live from our studio here in Accra. We'll go for a quick break. When we come back, we'll also speak to Dr. Kwame Sarpong, a research fellow at the Center for Democratic Development.
In Ghana, West Africa, the mornings are somewhat, if not for the perfect companion. What a good day to start. Another day. It's always smiles knowing we are together.
Ooh, what a feeling. We not go, you there for family. If you not be you, then who go there? Let's go.
Work is always effective with NASCO home appliances. No wahala if the sun is up. We there for your appetite. Never a dull moment to go for something chilled. Classic home appliance for the fisher folks. Good vibes only while you wait. The feeling hits very deep. Enijepa ewa NASCO fie. NASCO, bring home happiness.
Me pay so dear me jame. Sister me dad dear me chibia na me amshishimi. Akuna ida. Me many tell some me sakana me say. Me ida so te. Sika, se dia so demo. Hwe, juju so wo mo. Bag de ho dia. Me ba bi free. So one hwe bag na ma. Won na me hwe. Wow.
Sasa me nya kwanfo bi e na na mo sole o.
Hey!
Kwame and his uncle are almost here.
Wait a minute. This one too, your friend Kwame.
Wait, Kwame. As in the same Kwame again?
Yes, mommy.
The second coming. Into all this tension just to reintroduce that broke boy from Kaswa.
Why would you deceive the family like this again?
Now I understand the whole delay. Troll from Kaswati. Why wouldn't he be late? Or be late, of course.
Star 712 hash, star 712 hash. Yeah, you go give me the luckiest. Coffee from Georgia be luckiest. From not the pure cause she be luckiest. Yeah, you go give me luckiest. No matter why you're luckiest. Everybody go be that luckiest.
That's Kwame!
Send your God the apple boom. If you put it toye, so would the coming of the son of man be. Is that his car?
Dial star 712 hash. Choose your ticket. Enter your lucky number. Follow the prompts and let destiny handle the rest.
This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
No matter how far you run away, you always come back to where you started.
Tortured, mutilated, fingers cut off.
I can lend you the money. My boss believes in giving players another chance.
You don't know what to do if you don't have the money to pay back. Kwame, listen to me.
Sir, it's done.
Good. 1 week. That is all you got to pay up.
You've been gambling.
Unfortunately, we're still chasing shadows. He's clearing the board to make way for something bigger.
How could you do this to us, Kwame? Who's there?
I can fix this. Remember who we are seeing now. At risk of prostate enlargement. We remember or her 20 ebitimi prostate cancer. 5 bitimi afamu nadia obefamu.
Actually, this is not my fault.
And to wada, entina midi manichi Executive Prostate Center.
Executive Prostate Center is a unique medical center where we harmonize in-depth traditional medicine with cutting-edge science and technology to cure, to treat, and to prevent diseases like prostate enlargement, prostate cancer.
Executive Prostate Center. Madame facilities no any professional medical care.
Sisi a bibia clear system no. Ye nro ne so de natural. Into we koso afa ma ye.
Executive Prostate Center. My cured.
Introducing Betway's Bet Influencer, a groundbreaking feature where you can make money by just sharing codes.
He just needs to share his codes and make money. The more his codes are used,
the more money he makes.
Oh yes. So, what are you waiting for?
Anyone can be a bet influencer. Share your codes and make money.
Bet Influencer, another world first from Betway.
This advert has been approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Betway, get way more.
You're welcome back. You're still watching The Point of View, coming to you live from our studio here in Accra. The Point of View tonight, we're discussing the Greater Accra Regional Hospital, the issue that happened there, the alleged assault, and the report of the committee that was set up by the health minister to investigate this particular incident and the outcome of it. Let's go on Zoom and speak to Dr. Kwame Sarpong, a research fellow with the Center for Democratic Development, CDD, Ghana. Doc, thank you very much for your time. I'm sure you've seen the report. Your general comments about it, sir.
Thanks and good evening. And thanks to my colleague panelists. The report is somber reading. I made an initial post on social media and I said it's somber reading. And I say it's somber reading because I don't want to take sides in the conversation. But I would indulge anyone who works in the health policy space to go and pick the Ghana Health Harmonization Assessment Report that was published in July 2023 and compare the findings with what this committee came up with. There's no difference. Truth of the matter is, as far back as 2023, we knew there were systemic failures in our health system. All these problems that this report has enumerated were pointed out by a report that was commissioned by the WHO, Global Fund, Ghana Health Service, and Ministry of Health in July of 2023. It's there. I've shared the summaries on my Facebook page for close to 2 years. And that is why when I read the report, I said it makes somber reading. Because you know one thing about research, and as a researcher, I always tell people this. I say the best litmus of your research is if it's reproducible. But you never want your research to be reproducible in a bad way. But the truth of the matter is, if the outcomes of your research are based on sound methodology, if anyone went out with a different methodology or the same methodology based on the same parameters, the outcomes should be the same. So I read a report and it says the facility had all its equipment virtually broken down. And they had to be doing tests out there. And I go back and read the health harmonization report and it says only 5% of our facilities, as at 2023, had the full amperometric equipment to do an accurate diagnosis. And I'm like, well, different methodologies, same outcome. I look at it and it's telling me after all the so-called recruitment in our health system, that ER or ED or emergency department, whichever language you want to use, had a deficit of 40% of staff and had one doctor running it on each shift. Go back to the report and you see that the same thing produced. The statistics virtually the same. So I read the report and I'm like, as a country, we haven't learned. And you read the health harmonization assessment, and we never retooled since 2014. We haven't retooled our health system for 11 years. And we expect health professionals to work in that system and deliver. So, yes, you can concentrate on whether the lady nurse lied, whether there was an assault, and I'll go to that. As far as I practice in the UK, as all of you know, and I practice in Ghana, there are three paradigms of assault. There's physical assault, there's emotional assault, and thirdly, there's psychological assault. You read a report and clearly I can see that if there was that violent altercation, and I've watched some of the CCTV footage because it's put there, I can say there was verbal assault. And I can say that even without a committee confirming that to me, because I've seen it. And the committee in the verbiage in their report have concluded that there was that level of verbal aggression. So I can conclude there was verbal assault. As I speak to you now, I cannot see any physical assault. But you see, there's one thing, I'm a health professional, and I always say something about professionalism. When a judgment is made of your peers, and what do I mean by your peers? Look at the committee. There were doctors on it, there were nurses on it, there were lawyers on it with health legal basis. There were health communicators like my brother Tony on it. It encompasses, there was a director at the Ghana Health Service on it. It encompasses all the facets that need to make a determination on this matter. But then I say, what if the committee was fudged because the health minister wanted a particular outcome? I next go and look at the testifiers, those who appeared, and they are named. They are named on the report. They are house officers, they are nurses. And I ask myself, would all these people conspire to tell a particular narrative? And I struggle to see how that can be the same, that the health ministry can fudge the committee and fudge the testimony of the people who appeared. And that's one thing I'm glad about, is that in this particular report, nothing is redacted. Everything has been put out. So I can read it and I can make, from a policy standpoint, an independent assessment. And I'm telling you, if I compare that to the Health Harmonization Assessment Report, which for me is the blue book for, and I'm sure Tony Goodman would agree, because it's a global standard. That's how all health systems are assessed. And I look at the general outcomes for Ghana and I compare it with this report, and I see that virtually it's been recopied. I tell myself, this was a systemic failure. You can say that Ralph was aggressive. You can say whatever language you want to use, that the nurse lied. You can say that equipment failed. But as a country, we failed. And I'll end it this way. At the emergency department, the people there are making a decision between life and the coffin. That's what they are there to do. That's why it's called an emergency department.
Yeah.
So if we constrain them to the point that, and you see, what we have to read the report and be cognizant of it, until those results that were needed by the health professionals came in, they probably wouldn't continue treatment apart from sustaining you to survive. Because they need those outcomes to make a determination of what's the next line of action. So if we don't have these equipment in the facilities, and we've not retooled since 2014, the real questions we should be asking is about what health system we have been operating for over 11 years.
Yeah.
And I don't hear in this conversation anyone asking those questions. It's about, I heard my colleague who is a practitioner, and I respect him, trying to make a definition about what sort of swelling went on. And that is, we can do the nitty-gritty. And I'm happy that is done because the nurse has sued.
Sure.
But when we look at it, and that is how I concluded my Facebook post by saying, if the ministry doesn't take lessons from this report, it's going to happen again, and it's even going to be more serious. No, I don't want again and again.
And again.
And it's going to be more serious.
Okay.
And that's how I end it for now.
Okay, Doc, thank you. Thank you very much. But I'm not done with you, so you can still be on the line. Tony, let me come to you. Your committee makes a number of recommendations and going forward how we can deal with some of these incidents. For instance, it talks about security and surveillance. It talks about staffing, diagnostic equipment, health system strengthening, and the rest. In 2 minutes, how do you intend to ensure that these things are done? This time when you are wearing the cap of someone who speaks for the Ministry of Health.
Yeah, thank you. Before I do that, let me just say that my colleague in the studio said we've not spoken with the doctor who actually saw this lady. That is not correct. We've spoken with everybody, including the doctor who saw the lady. He's a specialist, and this committee's work cannot be poo-pooed or cannot be rubbished. This is an extensive work that we have done. We are not looking at who is at fault and what happened, and we are looking at how best we can strengthen our system. Like mentioned, from 2014, we've not had any better retooling of the health sector, and then that is where the conversation should actually be. What we are looking at with this report is to put in place what do we call an engine that will quickly work on some of the recommendations, quickly make sure that we have an improved service and strengthen the healthcare systems. My brother mentioned the report. Even in the past, we had a holistic report on the health sector that actually prompted the retooling, and you saw the various health facilities across the country, the regional hospital. You go to Ashanti region, the Kumewu, Sewa, the Kwai, Formina, and all that. We're all informed by that document. The 2022 one, we've not seen any major work done on it. That is why we are here where we are. But I can tell you, the minister is determined to make sure that this report, the recommendations in it, are implemented to the latter. He said that he wants the media to actually monitor the space and be part of this whole implementation of the report. That is what we are interested in. We are not interested in all other things. My brother said PR and all that. That is not what we are interested in. We have come to meet a system. We've realized that there were some lapses in the system. The minister began going to the facilities just to see for himself. Even though he's supposed to be doing policy, he decided to go there, see for himself, and actually help the system operationalize as we all expected. So that is what we are interested in, making sure that the system works, and we are ready to do that.
Okay, all right, Tony, thank you very much. Jefferson, it looks like the issue you raised in respect of someone, the doctor not being interviewed, Tony is disputing that claim.
And fortunately for me, I have shown you the medical report, and I've shown you the person who signed the medical report, and I have the diagnosis here. That is polycontusion secondary to physical assault. I have it here. This is the medical report that the doctor wrote, and fortunately, I have a copy of the committee's report that indicate all the people they interviewed. So if for a fact what Tony is saying is true, the name of this doctor who saw the nurse in question should have been here. Is that not the case? So who then is lying? This is it. I have shown it to you. This is it. This is the medical report. This is the official medical report written. I have also shown you the incident report written at the hospital on the Monday morning. I have shown it. I have it here. I have also told you that when we met the medical director, I was there. I was part of the team that met the medical director. Not any one of us said. And when the issue happened, the medical director of Ridge was there at the scene.
Okay, now the report is out. We know the outcome of this. Moving forward, the committee has made some recommendations.
Yes.
You are a practitioner within the sector.
Sure.
How do we deal with this matter so we don't get it repeat itself?
Exactly what we have been trumpeting all these years, because look at the number of nurses who were at the ER. 2. At the trauma room where the incident happened, only 2. The committee has come to report that actually 88 people are supposed to be at ER, which is woefully inadequate.
Even the 88?
Yes, woefully inadequate. And out of that, 44 of them have vacated posts. Where are they?
The Jakba?
Yes. We are talking of condition of service. This month, the government promises of a condition of service. He never paid. Me, I have my doubts in everything that is happening. You see, the system
is it that you've lost hope in the system or within the sector that you work?
If you open the phone lines for nurses to talk, you understand that what we go through, it's like, it's serious. The system, we need it to work, and we pray that it work. Because at times, glove to wear, if you want to touch somebody with body fluid, either vomitors, either blood, or even feces, there is no blood glove at the hospital. This is serious. The committee's report is a tip of the iceberg, what we experience at the hospital. The system failure is not today. It is not this government. It is years ago, and we have been trumpeting this. So, like the other doctor said, if we do not look at this, it will happen. And this is not the first time happening in Rage this year. Like 5 times only this year. Go to Mamobi, go to Ekolebu. It's happening all over, because people will bring their relatives, their loved ones. You provide the necessary care. And you know that healthcare is not only about the human personnel. You need all the machines, and there's none. There is none. So definitely there will be delays. Yeah. And why do you beat a nurse? Why do you assault? Why do you even insult a nurse? Because there is no X-ray to continue care. Do I need to be assaulted for that? Who is responsible for that? Somebody is responsible for it. Okay. Why should you, me, a poor worker, who have been employed to do, and I'm breaking my back, doing everything that I need to do, because of the refusal for somebody to do his work.
Provide what is supposed to be.
Exactly. And you put me at the center of the stage and insult me, demoralize me, make me feel like there's no wealth of the services that we are providing. That is so unfair.
Doc, I come back to you for your concluding remarks. In just 30 seconds, is there hope in sight? Looking at this report that you told us that for the past 11 or 14 years, we've never had a retooling within the health sector. Is there hope in sight?
I'd say there is, because I listened to the Minister of Health a couple of days ago in an interview, and I was just playing it because you guys said you wanted to interview me. And he acknowledged that we hadn't been retooled from 2014. And for me, when the policymaker verbalizes what is the truth, it is the starting point for delivery. So if he accepts it, the next question I'm going to ask Honorable Kwame Sarpong is, now you know that's the reality. Show us the path out. If he's not able to show us the path out, then there is no light out of the tunnel. But the fact that he knows that we've not done this, and this report has confirmed something that the previous government confirmed in 2023. He needs to lead us out of this mess. Because without that, we would be talking technical. What inflammation happened, it would happen again, and that's sadly the reality.
Okay, Tony, can your boss lead us to that light?
Yes, when he mentioned that we've not seen any retooling from 2014, it's also mentioned that going forward, the ministry is expecting a PPP arrangement in terms of providing diagnostics to the various hospitals. So all persons who are interested in assisting or doing business in the health sector can come to ask for us to go into a PPP arrangement in terms of providing diagnostics to the various hospitals. Because if after 2014, we have spent $260 million providing equipment to the facilities, and we cannot find any of these equipment anywhere, what it tells you is that if you invest, again, you may not have the returns. So it is better for us to do that PPP, whilst government also augments what we already have. Okay. That is how we want to go from here.
Okay. Tony looks convincing that at least there's hope in sight.
Yes.
You want to agree?
We all hope so. Yeah, we pray that we need the equipment. We need them badly. We need them like never before. And we hope that the ministry, seeing this problem, there will be a turning point. We need it seriously. The CT scan, the MRI, the small, everything is needed. There's supposed to be urgently. serious retooling such that the burden will also shift from us. It is so beautiful to work seamlessly. Where everything is available for you, you feel very happy.
You feel good working.
Good working, and you are so happy when your client comes back to life. It is very
Jefferson,
important.
thank you. Jefferson Asare is the Greater Accra Regional Chairman of the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association. On Zoom, Tony Goodman, spokesperson for the Health Ministry, and Dr. Kwame Sarpong, a research fellow with the Center for Democratic Development. My name is Sami. We are sitting for regular host Bernard Koku Able. So we come your way again. May the good Lord be with us all.